In another world, a magical summoning is attempted, but an assassin attacks, corrupting the spell. On Earth, two Japanese students named Taichi and Rin are suddenly caught in a magic circle and transported into the other world. A monster horse attacks them, but a trio of magic-wielding adventurers come to their aid and kill it. Inspired by them to become adventurers to make a living, Taichi and Rin are escorted to the city of Azuma, where they attempt to register with the Adventurers Guild. However, when a measure of their magical ability is taken, the readings prove so startling that the guildmaster sends Taichi and Rin to Lemia, a master magician, and her elf apprentice Muller. After taking her own reading of Taichi and Rin's magical capabilities, Lemia declares that they must become her apprentices. Lemia discloses that Rin and especially Taichi possess tremendous magical powers, making an apprenticeship with her a prerequisite in order to control them. While Rin is identified as a quad magician capable of wielding all four of the principal magical elements, Taichi is designated an even rarer unique magician who can directly employ the power of the spirits who control those elemental forces, although his magical specialty remains unknown for now. Under Lemia and Muller's tutelage, the two graduate in a surprisingly short time and are then sent back to Azuma to become registered adventurers. But all the while, Taichi keeps hearing a fleeting voice speaking to him every now and then. After working as low-rank adventurers for a time, Taichi and Rin are entrusted with a mission to discover the cause of Ospier's rising shortage of food and other vital necessities. In the bar they are assigned to investigate, it just turns out that the patrons merely skimmed their food from a caravan which was already raided. But on their way back, Taichi and Rin are attacked by a trio of female assassins. Overpowering one and driving the others into flight, they take their captive to the guild, where she is made an offer for her freedom. The next day, Muller takes them to the countryside to check on a delay of fruit deliveries related to the economic shortage. They end up fighting several monsters, but they quickly begin to suspect Kasim, one of the fruit farmers they met, to be in league with the actual thieves. Taichi, Rin and Muller find and overpower a gang of thugs raiding the orchards, and then confront Kasim with their suspicions. Cornered, Kasim admits that he orchestrated the raids, and he and his partner Grammy attack the three. To defeat Taichi, Kasim summons a frost elemental and augments it with his Crimson Pact magic, making it virtually unbeatable. But when he threatens to harm Rin and Muller, a wind spirit called Ariel, whose voice has been addressing him all the time, offers to lend Taichi her power, which he accepts. His abilities vastly boosted by Ariel, Taichi destroys the elemental and severs Kasim's arm as he and Grammy make their escape, but the power he expends takes a toll on him, and he collapses into unconsciousness. In a post-credit scene, a young woman begins torturing someone for information, while a pair of young twin magicians feed a huge number of pods in a subterranean chamber with magical power. Taichi finds himself back in Lemia's hut, where Rin and Muller took him after his collapse. After learning of his battle with the Crimson Magicians, Lemia identifies Taichi's specialty as a summoner who can bond with elemental spirits and directly employ their vast powers. Returning to Azipire to rejoin Rin and Muller, Taichi encounters Anastasia, the assassin he and Rin captured, now a guild member investigating the cause of the food shortage. Teaming up, they infiltrate a manor in the city which is suspected to be the center of this operation, only to discover a scheme to unleash an army of Crimson Pact-enhanced monsters on Azipire. In the meantime, Rin and Muller are lured into a trap by Kasim, Grammy and another mysterious man who introduces him as the mastermind of the impending invasion and challenges them to defy him. Rin and Muller return to the guildhouse and spread the alarm about the incoming incursion. Taichi and Anastasia battle their way into the mansion's cellar, where the twin magicians Miro and Mero sick the crimson-enhanced goblins they've been breeding at them. However, they quickly lose control over their charges, prompting Taichi to rescue them. As dawn arrives, Ospier's adventurers meet the monster invaders, many of them crimson-enhanced, in battle. Returning from the mansion exploration, Taichi leaves Anastasia behind to join the fighting. As the battle rages, and the mystery man and Kasim observe it, Anastasia is put under a hypnotic charm and strays into the battlegrounds. To everyone's surprise, the fighting is joined by a two-headed dragon rising from the underground. As Taichi prepares to engage the monster, Anastasia appears beside him and is mortally wounded by the dragon's breath attack. As she dies in his arms, the enraged Taichi asks Ariel for more power, a wish which formally seals the pact between him as a summoner and Ariel as his bonded spirit and also enhances Taichi's resolve to save all those he cares for. Facing the dragon, Taichi beats it to the ground, whereupon the dragon withdraws, but not without providing him with a cryptic warning that a certain person wishes to use Taichi's power to control the fate of this world. Following the battle, Taichi, Rin, Lemia and Muller receive a summons to Wenifix, the capital of Aristine, the realm where Azipire is located, to aid King Gilmar in quelling the rebellion instigated by his younger brother, Duke Dortisheim. Upon meeting the king, Lemia confronts him with the suspicion that he is responsible for Taichi and Rin's displacement into this world, which Gilmar confirms. His daughter, Princess Charlotte, performed the summoning upon her father's command, but is to her utmost regret unable to return Taichi and Rin back to Earth. As Taichi and Rin must face the prospect of having to fight, and possibly kill, human beings, the mystery man from Azipire is revealed to be Lodra, the king's high cardinal. Upon learning of the arrival of Taichi and Rin, whose prowess in Azipire has made them near legendary, Duke Dortisheim decides to accelerate his plan to seize the throne. An assassin is sent to eliminate them, but Taichi and his friends notice his presence and prepare an ambush, foiling the attempt on their lives. The next day, Marquis Nilgen, one of Dortisheim's allies, leads the first attack with a surprisingly small force, but their plan is unveiled when they employ powerful magic rings to bombard the royal defenders with far-range attacks. Combining their powers, Taichi, Rin, Ariel and the court magicians take out the attackers with a lightning strike which leaves them all paralyzed, sparing their lives. Nilgen is assassinated by Animicus, Dortisheim's advisor, for his failure. In a post-credit scene, Kasim and Grammy, who have infiltrated the capital, plan to lure Taichi into a trap to settle the score between him and Kasim. While looking for a stomach cure after overeating at the victory feast, Taichi is met by Kasim, who coerces him into a duel. To even the odds and determine which one of them is more skilled, Kasim uses a magical effigy given to him by Lodra to block the bulk of Taichi's powers. Remembering Lemia's training, Taichi defeats his opponent, but to everyone's shock a dark spirit emerges from the effigy to kill Taichi. Working together, Taichi, Kasim and Grammy destroy the effigy, restoring Taichi's power and allowing him to banish the spirit. Taichi parts with Kasim and Grammy, who have gained a grudging respect for him, but this clash was all according to the plan of Lodra and his mysterious mistress, Lady Shade. Dortisheim declares open war, and hasty preparations are made to meet the enemy. The war for the crown begins, and the two armies clash on the battlefield. While Rin, Lemia and Muller fight alongside the king's soldiers, Taichi and Ariel infiltrate Dortisheim's base camp to try and convince him to end the rebellion peacefully. But Animicus, imbued with dark magic and drunk with devotion to Lady Shade, unleashes a spell which turns the soldiers of both sides into zombie-like berserkers who threaten to slaughter everyone in their path. The two opposing armies join forces to stand against the berserkers, but face impossible odds. Ready to do whatever he must to save his friends, Taichi calls on Ariel's full power. Acknowledging Taichi's willingness to sacrifice himself, Ariel gives up her current form, evolving into the Queen of the Wind Spirits, Sylphid, and enabling Taichi to break the spell. He then combats Animicus, who is transformed into a demon by the dark power in him, and destroys him, but before that, Animicus informs him of Lady Shade's intentions to use his powers to change this world. With the civil war ended, Dortisheim is executed for treason, while Taichi's group is amply rewarded for their service and returned to Azipire as heroes. Despite Animicus's foreshadowing of future conflict, Taichi strengthens his resolve to use his powers to protect his beloved friends.